Greetings, my fellow intellectuals and bookworms. Today is one of the first of double uploads for you. Today we're going to be looking at police and government and shit hits the fan. Now, obviously, as a apocalyptic ideal, most people, including a lot of preppers, assume that the police and government is not just going to be unfriendly, hostile, or your enemy, but it's going to be something like this. Them government people and the police are gonna come and rob you. They're gonna be a bunch of marauding gangs who steal your shit. They're gonna confiscate your guns and your shit. Don't trust them. They're all bad and evil. Even in good times, they're basically legalized robbers. So in bad times, when they're not paid, they're gonna go insane and steal your shit as payment. Now, the idea, while not entirely wrong, is not entirely correct. Now, basically, the idea that they're gonna confiscate your guns is almost certainly wrong. People talk about a gun confiscation or a ban on sale of ammo and firearms after Katrina. Now, I'm not even sure that that's true, and the way it's talked about, it seems like a falsehood. But even if I could find a source and it turned out to be true, there was a fucking reason behind that. It was the fact that law and order itself broke down, and people were, using firearms and guns to go out rioting, having assault weapons fired 24/7 at even the sight of sound, using it to kill people, police, and so on. So it's kind of understandable why they did that. And I guarantee you, even if, which again, it's a question mark, and even if they did do that, it almost certainly wasn't, hey, give us your guns to hunters. It was, hey, you purchased a gun the day before Katrina, and we have reports from your neighbors that you're opening fire on fucking cars in the street. So it's an entirely reasonable decision. Now, should you be wary of the police and government in the apocalypse? Yes, you should. But contrary to popular opinion, not every government official or police is going to be someone who goes and hides in a bunker and then comes out and loots and destroys stuff and feels entitled. So, they're almost certainly not going to be evil, or at least not most of them. A good deal of them will almost certainly be dead in any realistic scenario. The most common apocalypse thing that is honestly most likely is a fucking pandemic. And a reasonable death toll from a pandemic, flu or some novel thing, will almost certainly be 30%. So roughly 30% of the police force will be dead. And some will desert, but a lot of them will feel a sense of duty and may remain even if they're not paid. Now, are they going to be your friends? It depends. It doesn't matter if society collapses. Some of these police may or may, I don't know, when they see you breaking into a grocery store, may, arrest you or try and do something. But in the apocalypse, when, law and order is broken down and laws no longer apply, they'd be fucking stupid to try that. But some of them might try it. A lot of them will feel obligated by a sense of honor to continue. It's like the military. So, what they're saying is that you should be aware of people seeking to reestablish power. And yes, some people will be power hungry and maybe like Negan in The Walking Dead. I only know this because I've watched like 2 fucking episodes of The Walking Dead. But I guarantee you that most people who try and reestablish power are trying to reestablish society for the good of people, getting water and sewage and shit working rather than actually, consolidating power or shit like that. To a certain extent, the police and government will probably be fucking helpful. They'll probably help you if they can. But to a certain extent, the idea that they'll be completely unavailable and it'll be hard to find them will honestly be true because there's going to be a fucking lot of 911 calls in the apocalypse if the phones work. And if not, there's going to be a lot of people calling on emergency band radio saying, someone's breaking into my house, someone set my house on fire, someone's stealing my shit. And to a certain extent, they're not going to, whereas in normal times, the police deal a fucking lot with misdemeanors and try and collect, fines and shit on misdemeanors and waste a lot of time or waste time enforcing drug laws that don't work. In the apocalypse, a lot of those things are going to go out the window. You were speeding? Well, I don't have fucking time to deal with that. I have 10 people reporting looting. 50 people reporting an armed robbery, 10 reporting getting assaulted, 10 reported someone dying, and another 5 reporting arson committed against them. I don't have time to deal with this shit. So that's a reasonable idea. And people who say that they only look out for their own power in the best of times are, to a certain extent, true. Part of being a politician is trying to look out for your own power versus the good of everyone and trying to further your power. But in the apocalypse, a lot of people who will, seek to acquire power, become dictator of the little area, break away, will piss off other people, will, anger people, will try to fuck with the wrong motherfucker, and will die. So for every one evil government official seeking to, further their own power, or it's not really necessarily evil, it's just self-interest and the interest of people, in this inner circle. In which case, if you come in contact with them and you can't avoid them, or you're too outnumbered to fight, your best bet is to join them, express support, help them, and they'll probably keep you alive. If not, either succeed in your personal vendetta and make sure to kill every single one of them, like Rambo or fucking Liam Neeson, or else you're fucked. Your best bet, honestly, is probably, if you can't do that, to avoid them, unless if they're evil and you can confirm that, or ruthless, and if unknown, to try and keep away from it, but if to spend some effort avoiding them, but if you can't, to figure out their intentions, whether good or evil. And if you've seen this, here you go. It's a fucking prepper spectrum I came up with. Left, right, obviously. There's a lot of people in the middle who are libertarians. Basically, they believe that society is best when it's ungoverned. Those people are probably going to be fucking killed. Yes, they're lone wolf individualists. But believing that society is better with no government is honestly naive at best, and in the apocalypse is a great way to get yourself killed. I don't care that you believe the fact you should be able to own 100 fucking guns. If you believe that there's not going to be anarchy because a society without laws or government is better, then you're probably going to get fucking killed, and a lot of these people are honestly quite stupid. And people on the extremes are on the extreme end of prepping, extreme right, militia movement, government is unconstitutional, Constitution doesn't apply, the government doesn't have authority, sovereign citizens, those insane wackos are honestly probably not going to make it to the apocalypse. First of all, owning 100 illegal firearms is a fucking stupid idea. Second of all, preparing for a siege like fucking Waco is a good way to get fucking killed. So, you're not going to survive the apocalypse if you can't survive to get to the apocalypse. So, yes, gun laws may be unnecessary or stupid in both my opinion and yours. But if you're going to prep, there's no sense in buying an illegal firearm that you can't legally possess or not having registered, because you're probably going to get caught and go to jail. Then you can't try again. If you're a felon, you usually can't own a fucking gun. And it's not worth getting sent back to prison simply because you didn't want to cross a few I's and dot your T's. So you got the extreme fascists, right? They believe society is better off with a fascist revolution, but since they're preppers, they want to prepare for that revolution by stocking up on ammunition and stuff. And communists, again, those people are going to die. Your best bet is to be slightly left of the libertarian or slightly right of the libertarian. But basically, if you're in the middle, you give preppers a bad name because you're a paranoid libertarian. If you're on the left, extreme left or right, you're basically either a neo-Nazi thug or a neo-communist thug, which is bad. So, if you like this video, like, comment, and subscribe. If you have not done so, this is Sean Hartnett wishing you a good day, and I will have another video for you today. Right, bye.